Hello and welcome to Designer Discussions with Jason, Miriam, and Maria. Today, Maria is talking about Chat GPT tools to help you save time. Welcome to Designer Discussions Podcast with
Mirjam,
Maria,
and Jason. Tune in each week where we discuss marketing, PR, and business advice for design professionals.
thanks, Jason. So today we're going to talk about some of the new improvements that have been rolling out with ChatGPT and what to be looking for, how to use them, ways that you can save more time with the use of ChatGPT, and some tools and tips to help you get the most out of using the tool. So by now, I'm sure you've already started using ChatGPT to help write things for your business. This is where you can take a client's email, input it, and then have it help you structure the response. You can have that outline done for a presentation. You can have it brainstorm as your assistant and give you lots of little solutions along the way to help you get to your goals without having to take on an emotional burden of having to write something back to a negative review or deal with a grumpy client, right? So there's been a lot of benefits that we've been seeing how this can help with our service business when we're working within that remodeling and kitchen and bath process for our clients. And it has this amazing ability to operate as a excellent customer service representative and a PR person for your business. And we talked about these personas and how you can use these experts to help give you that insight and advice that you need to get the solution that you are aiming for. And now that we have grown from that, now that we understand how to use those tools and how to implement them into our business, let's talk about what's new with ChatGPT and what's been rolling out and how you can start using it in a more efficient way. There's a lot of new resources that just came out that you are going to love. So let's start talking about what is out there for you and what we can do with it. So first off, if you have the 4.0 version, it is obviously better than the version before, but now they are released into beta what they call Canvas. And just like you would be using ChatGPT, you can prompt it to do a task for you. It now becomes a working document where the two of you are writing within the same document, where you can say, improve the document, add a paragraph, add more information into a working document. And this is great because you can go into that document and start making some changes and typing along with ChatGPT. And then it'll even give you improvements and ideas in a side column that you can accept or deny into that document. And this is a really great way to use the tool to write content because you now are interacting within a single document, a single form, and you're not having to create a really long list of prompts and then assemble something from that long list of prompts. This is really nice if you are aware that that one document that you're working within is going to be about the same length, even when you make improvements. If you ask for like one thing that's kind of radical, you're going to have a whole new written document. You can't really just easily go back to what you just wrote and make little changes. So instead of having these long threads with multiple conversations, you're going to have one thread with one document. Aside from having written content that you would use for your business, like blog posts, emails, that kind of stuff, you can now use it to create a spreadsheet or a presentation. So once you are in Canvas and you are working with the program and you have put in your prompt and you are like, I would like for you to create a high, low, furnishing budget for a 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartment. And it's going to give you a rough solution. But the great thing is now is you can just say, can you export this as an Excel spreadsheet? And it will take a second, and then it will give you the link to that spreadsheet. And you can just straight up open it up. Ways that this is helpful, besides giving you sort of like some structure and outline for a spreadsheet you're going to be working on. You can ask it to give you 10 prompts for social media, and they're automatically already in the spreadsheet. You don't even have to copy and paste anything. You now have that spreadsheet. Say you have to do a presentation on why someone needs to use you for a large scale project or multiple properties, and how you can improve their branding through your resources. This is another way where you can tap into ChatGPT, talk about what it is you need to do, who you're going to be talking to, and what you want is just like we used to brainstorm for the structure and you'd get it in your prompt feed. Now you can say, can you export that as a PDF, as a PowerPoint presentation slide set? And that will give you a fully functional PowerPoint slide deck that has the words of each one of the slides that you need to use in it. It's not beautiful. It doesn't have like a whole lot of fancy stuff in it. However, it's just already one step ahead, and you can move to the next step a lot easier and a lot faster because it's already in the format of the document. You already have the pages, and you already have what your outline content would be within each one of those pages. So now that you're familiar that ChatGPT can now perform tasks, work with you to write a document, it can create an Excel spreadsheet to cover a topic that you need, and it can also put together a set of PowerPoint slides for you. There is another tip or trick that I 100% recommend that you implement in using ChatGPT. And the way that you're going to do that is when you're looking at the screen, up in your right top hand corner is going to be your image or whatever your business logo, whatever you have loaded in as your identity. And what you'll do is scroll down to the bottom. There's only like 5 things in that pull down menu, and one of them says customize. You'll click on customize, and then it will open up another thing, another window that tells you that you would be inputting information that would be saved into the program for you for future use. And it gives you examples of what that would look like. And what you will want to do within this window, you'll click yes or continue, and you'll get 2 boxes. And in those 2 boxes, it will give you an opportunity to input information for all of your future communications with ChatGPT to reference that you would have been inputting anyway, right? So if you're starting a thread, you're probably putting in your brand voice, who you're talking to, how you want chat to write, that humanization level. And so you're typically inputting that information. You've got that saved. You have a summary. It's saved somewhere on your computer, and everybody in your office has it. But now you can just input it one time and have it saved under the customization and training of the program specifically for you. So in those 2 boxes, you will want to have your brand voice input. You will want to have the story of who your ideal client is that you're talking to. And then you're also going to want to improve and instruct the humanization communication of the program. It still doesn't have down a casual human communication tone, and that casual humanization tone, when you use the straight basic ChatGPT language, it's identifiable. It's got lots of adjectives. It's got lots of adverbs. It's got the same sentence structure. Each paragraph sort of has the same setup. So now that you have in customizing your ChatGPT, you have brand voice and you have your ideal client profile, which is also known as the avatar. And we will include the link to our avatar workbook in the show notes so that you can work through your ideal client profile if you haven't done it yet. And I know we bring this up often. It's because you should have already done it. And I hope you have, and you already have that ideal client profile. And so now get out your pen and paper, save this. You're going to want to have this information. So this is a game-changing prompt to create a humanized writing style that ChatGPT can use to create content for you that is written with a nice human style language and is not identifiable as ChatGPT. And these are going to be your 10 points that you're going to want to leverage to make that voice of ChatGPT change how the sentence structure is and the words that it uses and how it handles some of those identifying factors that you know it's ChatGPT. So the first thing is going to be you're going to ask it to vary its sentence structure. This will allow you to get shorter sentences, longer sentences, multiple sentences put together, and you aren't going to end up with these same sentence structures that are identified as ChatGPT. Number 2, you are going to ask it to use a personal anecdote. That way, when it is writing, it will say things along the lines of, just like when I do, this happens along in the context of when it's training something or explaining what you should be doing. Number 3, ask it to avoid promotional language. There's so much of this like game changing, powerhouse, that kind of stuff that's like obviously like marketing lingo. You can have that removed by asking it to avoid using promotional words. Number 4, especially if you're writing a blog post, one of the things that's really good with writing blog posts, SEO, all that stuff is to use active voice instead of passive voice. So this, you can automatically have it make sure that it writes in active voice for you. Ask it to give you a conversational tone. Conversational tone will help it to sound more like you're talking to a friend instead of giving a dissertation. Just like you asked it to give you an anecdote, also let it know that you are open and you would like some analogies. So this might be just like, cooking a beautiful meal. This process is the ingredients to create a beautiful home. So then you'll get those analogies that are sort of worked into some of the writing that you're creating. And that way you get that more relatable human touch, human written. Okay, that's 6. So I hope you have all these written down. Now we're moving on to 7. Ask it to avoid the unnecessary jargon. This is going to be part of that sentence structure where it's going to be like, so great, so wonderful, the exact thing you're looking for. So once again, you're going to want it to avoid unnecessary jargon. One of the things that's nice about having your varied sentence structure is that it is going to not come off as using ChatGPT. And so number 8 would be use rhetorical fragments. This is going to be asking you a little question before explaining something to you. That way you get to have that less dissertation, more conversational communication. And that helps improve readability. Even if you're running this as a blog post, your SEO would be better if it sees that you're using that varied sentence structure and you have sort of those rhetorical fragments to kind of help the flow of the paragraphs come together better. A good one to use is just if you want to keep it simple and you just want to, know what to leverage, just ask no adjectives, no adverbs. Like just leave out your adjectives, leave out the adverbs. Allow, when you reread it, add in your adjectives, add in your adverbs. Don't let it choose those for you. And then number 10, you can tell it to include headings, bullets, for lists. You can ask it to add bold and italic words to it to make it a little bit more appealing, a little bit more interesting. And once you have those 10 things, exactly the way that I said, vary sentence, include personal anecdotes, avoid promotional words, active voice, conversational tone, include analogy, avoid unnecessary jargon, rhetorical fragments, Include rhetorical fragments. Do not use the adjectives and adverbs and then include those bullets, italics, and all that stuff. Those 10 things, when you add that in to that customized box under your prompts, it will humanize, and everything that it creates sounds like it was written by a human. It is not identifiable as AI, and it's really easy to read. It's much more interesting, and it has that personal connection to it. So you've got your brand voice, you've got who you're talking to, and now you have that humanizing prompt that will allow you to use ChatGPT without instructing it over and over again to do exactly what you want it to do. And once you start to implement this customization to your ChatGPT, you will be so delighted with the results that you can create with the program. We are talking about other ways to use AI in your business this month in the Academy. So if you get a chance, we're going to include the link to that. We'd love to have you join us. So I hope you enjoyed getting the update on the news on what's going on with ChatGPT, that you tap into using its Canvas beta, and that you customize the program and start using these amazing humanization prompts so that you can get the results that you're aiming for.
Your business is unique and your marketing should be too. Discover how to personalize your approach for SEO, PR, and beyond to attract more of the clients you love to work with. In our Academy membership, with us Designer Discussions podcast hosts as your personal coaches, we show you how to customize your marketing. With weekly live sessions, and exclusive community, practical resources, and expert guidance, we're here to simplify your marketing and boost your business. Sign up at designerdiscussions.com or follow the link in the show notes.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Designer Discussions and all of the helpful information. Subscribe to our podcast, leave us a review, and share it with your friends. We look forward to having you back next week. For more information on the podcast and the marketing studio, visit designerdiscussions.com and follow us on social media.